Kelly Hollis of Wholistic Foundations, and today we're going to do a practice called body scan, where literally you scan the body. You can start at the toes and go to the head, or you can start at the head and go to the toes. Either way works fine. One of the primary reasons you might want to do a body scan is to help release stress that might be built up in the body. We go through our day, we don't breathe very fully, we hold ourselves really tense, perhaps at the office or if we're at home and the kids might be causing us a little bit of stress. We tend to grasp and clench our body. And we might not be aware of it throughout the day, but over time we might notice the effects of this as we might lose flexibility, or we might start to have aches and pains throughout our body. We might just start to feel fatigued. So this is a wonderful practice to be able to try to release some of that stress from your body. And if you have a meditation practice, it's very useful to do this prior to your sitting for your formal meditation, in order just to help relax the body so that you can sit more quietly and not be distracted by pains that might be in the knees or in the shoulder or in the head, for example. So the first thing to do is either to sit on the floor, if you can, comfortably, sitting fairly straight. You can sit in a chair. Straight back chair is probably better. If you have back issues or something, feel free to put a cushion behind your back to make yourself comfortable. If you are in a chair, make sure your feet are flat on the floor. It's useful to do this exercise or this practice without shoes and socks, just because it makes it easier to sort of become aware of your feet, which is one of the areas we will start with for the scan. And if you can find a room where it'll be quiet, you can do this practice fairly quickly. You could just do a real quick scan of the body, just a few minutes, or you can sit for a lot longer and go very slowly. I'm going to do not a quick version, but a fairly brisk version, I guess you could say, just for today for the purpose of this video. When you do it at home, you can feel free to take a lot slower pace and to go a lot deeper into the different areas that we talk about. So before we begin, you can close your eyes, sit up straight, and then we're going to take a few deep breaths into the belly, and we're going to be breathing through the nose. And most people might not be familiar with breathing into the belly because they usually breathe up into a part of the chest and usually don't take a full breath. So what you'll notice is that it'll start to open up your abdominal area, your diaphragm, and you will be able to take a more full breath. So just begin by inhaling into the belly, inhaling and exhaling. And if it's helpful, you can put your hand on your stomach around your navel area just to feel the belly as it rises when you inhale. So inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. You might already start to feel a little bit of tension leaving the body. You don't have to close your eyes, it just makes it easier to relax. So we're going to begin the body scan at the toes. And if you're not familiar with doing a body scan, sometimes it's helpful to actually put your hands on your toes just to bring your awareness as fully as you can to that area. You don't have to do it, but it could be helpful to start with. So I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor. You can't see that, but what we'll do is we'll start by putting our awareness on our toes. You can even wiggle them just to get your attention to the toes and just let them sit. When I say bring your awareness to your toes, I was like, sort of almost feel as if you're sitting within your toe. And what is the experience with the toes? Just notice it. And we'll go a little bit slowly in the beginning because it'll take a few minutes to get used to this practice. You can wiggle the toes a little bit just to help you get more in tune with them. We spend a lot of time on our feet, but we don't really spend a lot of attention on our feet as far as nurturing them and soothing and healing the feet. So this is a very important practice. And then you can bring your awareness into the balls of your feet and across the base of the foot, from the ball to the outer edge. And we do this, we're not just noticing the outside of the foot. We're actually, whether it's your imagination, your vision, whatever, sort of going into the internal part of the foot, kind of visualizing the bones and the tendons, and really just putting awareness on those. And when you do this, you'll likely notice, and you may not notice in your feet, but as you go through the body, the muscles tend to relax when you start to put awareness on them and have the intention for them to relax. So we continue with the foot moving from the ball of the foot and across and back to the heel, just the whole bottom area of the foot, just scanning slowly, almost like a CAT scan. You could just sort of almost go through the foot in a very slow progression. Just noticing if you feel anything that's hurting, maybe that once you put your awareness on it, there's a pain in a particular place, or maybe actually you feel a place that's really light and open. Either way, you're really just noticing what is going on with your foot, inner foot, outer foot. You're going to bring your awareness over the top of your foot, from the top of the toes back across the top of the foot, and just scan again. And really, you're putting your awareness and sort of visualizing the bones and the tendons, even the cells. Just holding an intention to release any stress or tension or blocks that might be held in the foot, the toes, or in the foot. And then we're going to bring awareness and continue up until your ankle. And the ankle has a lot of bones, and it actually can be quite a delicate area. And if you've sprained your ankle, you know that this area is responsible for carrying a lot of weight, but it's a relatively small circumference. So just really put your attention on the ankle. So scanning through it to the bones and the tissue, muscles, again into the cells on both ankles. You can either scan both feet at the same time, or you can do one at a time if you need to. For this practice right now, as we're going through, I'm going to be scanning simultaneously both legs. So we move up from the ankle through the calves, the back of the lower leg is the calf area. Scanning up that through the muscles. You might have cramps that you frequently get in the calves, so you really can put attention into the muscles, an attention to release any tension or any stress. Across the shin, across the front of the leg, the shin on the lower leg, into the bone. And then we're going to reach the knees, and the knees again, a joint carrying quite a bit of weight. Just put your awareness into the knee, across the knee, around the knee. See if you notice any pains or any light spots either way, and just notice it. And if you do reach a place of, as you do this scan on your own, and you reach a place where it might be particularly sensitive, you can sit for a little while and just hold your awareness in that place with the intention for it to release. You can send loving energy, you can visualize white light. In fact, you can do this entire practice just visualizing the light moving through the body as you scan. And the light is healing. And also hold in mind that as you scan that area, you're really holding in mind that you're going to leaving that area open. Not forgetting it, but allowing it to rest open. And as we go from the knees, we go across the thighs very slowly from the knees to the hips, on the front of the legs, across the thigh, and just really again visualize into the muscle and try to feel as much as you can the bone, even the cells. with the intention to release any stress. And the back of the knee up to the back of the hip, the hamstrings, scanning through the hamstring. Can you do the outer thigh, and you can do the inner thigh as well. And we reach to the hips. And again, the hips are an area in particular we carry a lot of stress, and even emotional stress we carry in our hips. It has been said sometimes that if you have pains in the front of the leg, it's a worry about moving forward in life, and pains in the back of the legs, it's a worry about things that have taken place. Just sort of an emotional, mental aspect, not just a physical aspect of the body. So look into the hip area, the joints, the muscles, the bones, the cells. Again, holding the intention to release any stress or energies or blocks that might be bothering you. Across the pelvic floor, lower abdomen. And as we get to the abdominal area, lower abdominal, we're going to also focus on scanning the organs. So you don't really have to know exactly where they are, but you can visualize the bladder, for example, as you come up, and just almost as if there's a white light scanning through the bladder, healing. And through the colon. There's an ascending colon that goes up the right side, descending colon comes down the left side, transverse colon across the bottom, the small intestine. I'm just scanning as we go up the abdominal area, just visualizing that the best you can, including the muscles of the stomach, but also the organs. And it can help also to visualize, if possible, just a white light kind of scanning through, as if it was a CAT scan, going through the abdominal wall area, going up to the stomach. And to the right is the liver and the gallbladder, and scanning the liver and the gallbladder. Behind the stomach is the pancreas. We scan back across, going towards the left of the body. The spleen on the left-hand side. And you can always just start again at the lower abdomen and just do another scan up, just generally notice any pains or any open spaces that might be there. Just be aware, and then go around to the back side through the buttocks, coming up across the buttocks, through the hip, that lower back, up the back, and then visualizing the kidneys and the adrenals kind of sit in the lower third of the back on either side. Up the mid-back. Continue up from the mid-back to the shoulders. I'm going kind of quickly for this video, but you can do this at a much slower pace at home. And really just focus on the musculature and the skeleton. And the back in particular is very helpful after you do the back scan to actually go back and scan through the spinal column, starting at the base of the spine, and just visualizing what it looks like. You can always look online and find photos if you need help with the skeleton and musculature. It's not required, but it can help sometimes, just to become more familiar with your inner part of your physical body. Scanning up the skeleton and go back around to the front and scanning through the upper part of the chest, from the midsection to the upper part to the collarbone. Scan through once, and then you can scan through again and scan through the lungs and the heart. When you reach the neck, and you can scan across the shoulders, and then you'll scan down each arm, and the right and the left arm, and the upper part of the arm, and the front side and the back side, through the muscles to the bones, ligaments, cells into the elbows, through the joints, the elbow, the forearm, the front and the back, scanning through the wrists, and out each hand. And you can take some time on the hand if you'd like. There are a lot of meridian points that run through the hands, acupuncture meridian points. You don't need to know where they are, but it's helpful just to take time to scan through the thumbs, and the forefinger, the middle finger, ring finger, pinky, the palm and the back of the hand. You bring your awareness back up your arms, up through your neck, and scan up the back of the neck, through the back of the head, go up to the top of the head, and then around the front of the neck and going up to the jaw. And I recommend that you spend a little time focused around the jaw, because we tend to hold a lot of tension in our jaw. Some of you may even grind your teeth at night. So it's really useful to just sit and just almost let the jaw fall open a little bit, and let the tongue relax. The tongue is actually quite a big muscle in the body. You just want to let it relax. And scan your gums and across the teeth, the lips, up the side of your head, around your ears. Allowing, just visualizing those just relaxing across the cheeks to the nose, to the eyes. And again, the eyes do a lot of work, so really just sort of scanning through the eyeball itself, about the ligaments and the muscles and the tendons, and scanning across the forehead to the top of the head. When you finish the scan the first time, you just take a couple of breaths again into the abdomen, breathing in and out through the nose slowly, and inhale and exhale. And then you can slowly open your eyes. And you can always feel free to do the scan again, focusing on specific areas that you might do a quick scan and find something that might feel tight or hurt, and put your attention on that instead of scanning the whole body. Also, if you are familiar or interested in the energetic system, you can do a scan through the chakras. So you can scan through chakras, and just, you don't even know where they need to be in the feet, but just have the intention to scan the chakras from the feet up through the legs, in particular paying attention around the lower leg and the knee. That's where quite a lot of lower energies are held in the chakra system. If you don't want to spend time on those chakras that are below the root, you can always start with the traditional root chakra, and you can move up from root to navel, or root to sacral to navel, to heart, to throat, to the brow, and to crown, which some people don't consider a chakra. They consider the chakra system to in here, but either way is fine. And you can incorporate the scan through the chakras with holding an intention for those to activate or to clear. And I can do another video where we can go through the chakra scanning. Today was more of a physical body scanning video. So I hope you found this useful, and I hope it helps improve your practice and helps you reduce stress. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at the website at wholisticfoundations.com. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.